Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and first off, before we start, I would like to apologize for not getting this video up earlier as I got sick over the start of the week and I was not able to record the video at all, but I am feeling a little better now. I still sound a little congested, but I am starting to feel a little better, so I'll be sure to upload this video as well as the Steiner LD video and then the infiltration report for JP. So with that aside, the Divine World of Illusions event featuring Leviathan is already out, and this features Zack's LD and Burst. Rydia gets her LD as well, and Ramza's Burst returns. So we're just going to talk about Zack and Ramza's Burst Plus and Rydia's LD. So let's get started. So Zack's burst weapon is called the Ragnarok, and this grants the finishing burst the price of freedom. It is a one-hit Brave HP attack dealt 12 times. It has a 200% Brave potency per hit, raises Brave potency when targeted by 2 enemies, and then raises Brave based on HP damage dealt before the last HP attack. It deals splash damage, and it takes 50% of Zack's HP, and his burst effect is 8 turns. So for the burst effect, all AoE HP damage will be directed towards Zack, and he can't die. He recovers 1 HP if he's at 0 and when his burst effect goes off. So it's kind of like Arden, when his LD goes off, he just gets 1 HP back. Party gets a Brave shield by 150% of Zack's initial Brave. And the way how this works is, if any incoming Brave damage is less than or greater to 100% of the Brave shield's value, it reduces damage. If it is greater than or equal to, it just reduces damage received by the Brave shield value. It also raises Brave and HP damage, and it also raises Brave damage cap. So for the Burst Plus, when you use Price of Freedom, it will have a 300% Brave hit potency and 50% splash damage. And at 2 out of 3, it will add party HP damage up and party max Brave cap up. Then for Ramza's Burst, when you use Ultima, it now becomes an 8-hit AoE Brave HP attack dealt twice, and it has a 240% Brave potency. And at 2 out of 3, it will extend his burst effect to 8 turns and improves the party's max Brave cap and HP damage cap by 2% per buff on the party. So the maximum of that would be 36%. And then finally, we have Rydia, my little green summoner. So her LD weapon is called the Dragon Whisker, and this grants Radiant Breath. It is a 5-hit AoE Brave split HP attack dealt 3 times. It ignores defense, has a 50% Brave potency per hit, and has a 150% Stolen Brave overflow. It raises Brave based on HP damage dealt after each attack except the last. It grants Mother's Dragon for 4 turns, 3 stacks of Blink to the party, and inflicts water weakness to all targets for 4 turns after the first attack. And then for the LD passives, 1 out of 3 raises Brave damage, 2 out of 3 extends Mother's Dragon to 8 turns, and 3 out of 3 adds another use. Each time you limit break her LD, it raises Rydia's attack. So for the buffs and debuffs from Rydia, so water weakness will lower water resist. Even on enemies that absorb water, they can still take weakness damage, so she bypasses that. Other water resist down debuffs can't be inflicted while this is active. So for Mother's Dragon, this raises attack, HP damage, Stolen Brave overflow for Rydia, and then it raises the party's attack, their HP damage, and their Stolen Brave overflow. And then lastly, the Blink buff, so this grants full evasion. The stacks go down by 1 when evading, and then it dispels after reaching 0. It does not have any turn duration, and the maximum stacks you can have is 3. So you can have this on for the whole fight, like, if you just wanted to, I guess, delay or something. I don't know where I was going with that, but you can have this on for the whole fight. There's no turn duration on it at all. So then for the LD call, so when you call Rydia in to use Radiant Breath, inflicts water weakness and grants Blink, and the call will raise the party's attack, their Stolen Brave overflow, and their HP damage. Alright, so for the boss itself, you will be fighting a Leviathan material. It absorbs water, which Rydia laughs at, and is weak to thunder. So just for the orb over here, so orb appears below 90 or when the orb goes off, or below 50. It cancels out when the orb is at 45 or higher. The orb will go up by 1 when reducing Brave damage from a buff or special effect, by 3 when reducing AoE Brave attacks, or by 1 when just evading attacks. So, little, here we are. So, just a little description of the attacks over here. So, Leviathan will occasionally apply a whirlpool that lowers speed and turn rate. His resist veil prevents any brave from going down below 1, meaning you can't break him or do critical hits. Even if you use like insta-break skills like Jack or Trey, he would not get broken. So the best bet would be to like take a call that grants critical hits, like Saz. And then after that, it will also summon like 2 bubble enemies. 1 second. So these are the bubbles. There's going to be 2 of them on the field. You can't launch them, and they will constantly use this attack called Flash Flood, which can inflict HP damage down. It's mostly just a group HP attack, which can get pretty annoying, so it's best to have to like either evade it or have some sort of tank or brave HP damage mitigation. So alternatives that you can use if you're not going to pull for Zack. So like for tanks, you can take Bosch, Warrior of Light, Gladio, Core, or Locke, or anyone who like anyone with brave damage reduction or where you can't get broken basically. And then for evasion, you can take characters like Cater, Prompto, Galuf, Layla, Shadow, or Edward. So with that being said, I'm gonna head over to JP and I'm gonna showcase Zack's Burst and Rydia's LD. I will be right back. Okay, so we are back in JP now. So here is Leviathan material. I keep thinking those are Ultima weapon blades, like where his face is supposed to be. So here is Radiant Breath. Also, yes, I did put an Ultima weapon on Rydia. Alright, so these stacked buffs over here, this is the blink buff. So, let's see, I'm going to use Zack's Apocalypse right over here. So now when Leviathan attacks, he missed, and the stack went down by 1. So Rydia also gets a free skill use, which is pretty nice. I'm going to use Summon Leviathan over here. Alright, so now we're going to go in with Zack's Burst. Also, yes, Price of Freedom is playing in the background, because again, the devs really wanted us to, the devs really wanted to hit everyone in the fields. I'm just hoping there's no copyright strike on Price of Freedom, to be honest. I'm just gonna go through this. I'm actually gonna skip ahead, actually. Hold on. Okay, so while I brought Leviathan's HP down below 89, that's when the Whirlpool comes in, and Zack's turn rate actually went down. So anyway, here is Price of Freedom. He loses 50% of his HP. I don't know where those bullets come from. And there we go. And the bubbles have spawned on the field as well. So here's Divine Tsunami, which isn't really going to do anything thanks to Rydia's buff. And there's the Resist Veil. So now when we try to attack Leviathan, his Brave will not go down. Just like that. So you're going to be doing normal damage most of the time. So like I said, make sure you have a call that deals critical hits, like Saz or, what was the other one? Kate Sith. So with that being said, that covers up everything for Zack, Ramza, and for Rydia. So thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you'll be polling for Zack, Ramza, or Rydia, and I will see you all next time.